Call me crazy. So it's just the X-Men 97 cartoon that came out recently. I called attention to the fact that it's shit. It doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. So I had somebody ask me, and naturally they're fishing for shit. Why would that be? Is essentially what they said, even though they've since deleted the comment as far as I know. Keep in mind, I'm human. They're human. We both do react to things. We both, get all wrapped up in shit, and it involves our egos, among other things. Even though I keep telling you guys, I mean well, and I'm trying to speak to subjects that you could think of that would benefit you and would help you to pull your head out of your ass and go on to bigger and better and brighter things, apart from all the superficial shit. I'm also not above it in some cases. It's tricky. In this case, somebody reacted instead of thinking, and I've done it too. There's only been, I think, 2 or 3 times where, and these are, mind you, some of it has to do with the health shit that I've gone through, but still I fucked it up. One of them had to do with when I was just fucking blitzed out of my mind drunk, and I clicked reply to the wrong person. And I think I did it a 3rd time. I'm pretty fucking sure I did it a 3rd time as well. And I've replied to the wrong person, in other words, and barked at them, and they've told me, dude, I have no fucking clue what's going on. And for the most part, those people were civil. It surprised me. So yeah. So I wrote this kid back, and the comment's gone as well, my reply, because he deleted everything. And I wrote him back, and I told him that these things go against Magneto's character. I told him something to the effect of the opening sequence. You got, Professor X and you got Magneto. They're diametrically opposed. They each have a gang of mutants, and they clash at the end of the opening credits. Then when you consider the lazy fucking cash grab that was just shed out, now Magneto is the headmaster, which contradicts his motives quite a bit. Because this is one of the many agendas our masters are up to in terms of blurring the lines between good and evil. So now this, villain is, what is it? An anti-hero, as people like to rattle off. And I'm making a burrito, bear with me. The example I gave is Tom Hardy's bargain bin cash grab Venom. Pointless fucking slop. But people paid money to see it. And it's the same formula. Now, what I didn't highlight, because I wanted to see if some of these kids would fucking whine about it, is the comics. Relatively new in terms of the scheme of the X-Men comics. A very similar plot line has been rolled out. Keep in mind, it's not the same as what's been shit out in X-Men 97. It's different. And you can look this up and figure this out. Either way, so that's roughly what I rattled off. So this kid chimes in without thinking. Because I also said something to the effect of Magneto systematically rejected anything that Charles Xavier was trying to get him to buy into in terms of, not being against the humans and blah, 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 not doing things with violence. So this kid wrote me back and he told me, well, in the comics, Magneto does become this, that, and the other thing. And then he told me that I used systematically incorrectly. And, that pissed me off a little bit. And then he told me, I don't think you're very smart. So I wrote him a response. And this is it. Almost there. And keep in mind, I am human. I do fuck things up. I sure shit don't know everything. And in some ways, I'm just as dumb as some of you kids out there, especially in terms of some subjects. You guys have heard me. Yeah. Shit happens. I'm human. Back to point. I said Magneto's character is dependent on his methodology, or if it helps you to understand what I'm saying, and it should say his fixed plan. Let me fix this. You never know. Maybe it'll write me back. He is best known for encouraging a rift between mutants and what people would consider humans. By definition, this is alienation. Magnus also repeatedly justifies his actions through what could be considered political acts of violence as a means to an end. Now, if you look this jazz up, This is systematic rejection. Because I said he systematically rejects or rejected Charles Xavier's this, that, and the other thing. So systematic rejection is defined as attitudes of political alienation and political violence justification. It suits what I said. As it reads, I'm also well aware of the narrative that is relatively new to the scheme of the X-Men comics that promotes Magneto as a hero. I already highlighted this agenda in the last comment and gave you an example of a Hollywood film that does the same goddamn thing. Once more, I'm referring to the Venom cash grabs. You reacted instead of researching. If you don't understand the definition of a word, you shouldn't chastise somebody else for using it. And these are my canned responses for the most part. I said, your assumptions are noted. In the future, it would be best if you opened your eyes and study your mouth. Now, if you look up systematically, it's going to relate to this. It's typically speaking on Google, it's going to tell you fixed plan, because these things are applicable. And you can reason this out if you use the brain between your ears. That's the point to this message. As always, what the fuck do I know? Why not? We'll jump back in here and see if maybe he wrote back. Maybe he corrected what he said. Where's the goddamn thing? Nah, I don't have any new little hearts popping up in here. And it's still toast. Like I said, what the fuck do I know?